Why is there so much anxiety in women? So, anxiety is the number one mental health disorder, illness, thing that affects people, especially in the United States. And out of that huge number of people affected, women are twice as likely to have anxiety as men, right? Okay. So the question becomes, why are we so anxious? What is it that's different about women that makes us more likely to be diagnosed with anxiety? Well, there's probably some chemistry going on, hormones, all kinds of sciencey stuff that I know nothing about, um, that probably affect our levels of anxiety. So that's probably one thing. But one of the big things, or two of the big things, I'm gonna go with two. Two of the big things. The first one is how we cope with things. Women and men do things differently when we have problems, when things are going on in our lives, when we're feeling stressed. Women and men handle those things differently. If you think about it, if something happens bad at work, what do? You may talk to a friend on the way home about it, get home, talk to your partner about it, the next day talk to a coworker who wasn't there about it, and so we ruminate on it. We continue to focus on it, and what all that does is it just takes up space, takes up the positive space in our head and fills it with negativity, which increases our anxiety levels. But men, on the other hand, what they do is they take a more solution focused approach where they have a bad day at work and they, instead of talking about it and talking about it and talking about it, what they do is figure out how that's not going to happen again or what they're going to do about it. They try to crush the situation so it doesn't become a problem for them that's continual, unlike women. So it makes me think about how a lot of times when we talk to guys about our problem, they always try to solve it, and all we are like is, "We just listen. I just want you to listen." But I hate to say this, but maybe we should just let them help us in solving that problem, and maybe then it would decrease the anxiety that we're experiencing. So number two of one of the big reasons why women experience more anxiety is because of the past trauma that we've experienced. Women are so much more likely to have had a history of sexual abuse in their past. Um, it's like 20-ish percentage to like 5 to 10% in men. And so it's a lot more common. And whenever you have past traumas, past things that have happened to your life, you're so much more likely to develop anxiety. And so there's brain chemistry, the way that we cope with things, the past traumas that put women at an elevated risk of having anxiety. And so this is why I always encourage going to therapy as not a solution to a problem, but a preventative strategy. If we already know that we're more likely to develop this, then why don't we go try to take some preventative measures, talk to a therapist, and start working on how to more effectively cope with the stressors in our life, or to process the trauma that we've experienced. It's like if you have a family history of heart disease, you're gonna go to a doctor and take the preventative steps to try to decrease your likelihood of developing heart disease. So it's the same with anxiety, is get out there and put some preventive measures in place.